The year is 1840. Imagine a young woman barely out of her teens, standing in a dimly lit factory. The air is thick with dust and fibers. Looms clang and gears grind. The noise is deafening. This is Lowell, Massachusetts. This is reality for thousands of young women, the Lowell mill girls. They work long, grueling hours. They operate dangerous machinery. Their pay is meager. Their lives are controlled by clock and the mill's demands. These women came to Lowell seeking a better life. Many left their families' farms, drawn by the promise of wages and independence. They yearned for something more than traditional roles expected of women. The mills offered a taste of freedom, but at a steep price. These women, they are pioneers. They are the backbone of a new industry, but they are also tired. They are overworked. They are fighting for their dignity. Why would any young woman choose this life? The answer lies in the spirit of the time. America was a young nation full of ambition and possibility. For a woman, however, options were limited. Farm life offered little freedom. Education was often outreach. Factories worked for all its hardships, presented a unique opportunity. It offered chance to earn their own money. It promised chance to live in a community with other women. It held a lure, something different, something more. These young women were not afraid of hard work. They were hungry for something more than what society said they deserved. The Lowell mill girls were not passive victims. They were women of strength and resilience. They formed close bonds with one another, finding solace and support in their shared experiences. They organized social gatherings and literacy societies. They even published their own magazine. The Lowell Offering shared their stories and poems. Within these creative outlooks, a spirit of defiance began to grow. The women realized they deserved better. They deserved fair wages. They deserved reasonable hours. They deserved to be treated with dignity and respect. This realization sparked the hearts. These women would ignite a movement. In 1834, the mill owners, driven by greed, announced a wage cut. This was a breaking point. The Lowell mill girls refused to be silenced. They organized a strike. Imagine these women, many just teenagers, walking out the mills. They marched through streets of Lowell, their voices united in protest. This act of defiance shook the very foundations of industrial systems. The strike failed to achieve its immediate goal, but it ignited a fire in the hearts of working women across the nation. The Lowell mill girls showed power of collective action. They had tasted rebellion and found it empowering. Among the Lowell mill girls was a remarkable young woman named Harriet Hanson Robinson. Harriet began working in the mills at the age of 10. She witnessed firsthand the hardships and injustice faced by her fellow workers. But Harriet also possessed sharp mind and a passion for social justice. She became vocal advocate for rights of working women. She wrote articles, gave speeches, her words carrying weight, experiences, and convictions. Harriet understood that the struggle for women's rights extended far beyond factories' walls. It was a fight for equality in all aspects of life. Section 6. Beyond factory walls. The Lowell mill girls' struggle was part of a larger movement for women's rights. In 1848, at Seneca Falls, New York, a group of courageous women and men gathered to demand equality for women. They called for equal property rights, the right to education, and the right to vote. The echoes Lowell mill girls' strike could be felt in the speeches and demands of women's rights advocates. They had shown women united could be a powerful force change. Section 7. The power of one. Harriet Hanson Robinson continued to be a tireless advocate for women's rights throughout her life. She wrote a book, Loom Spindle, chronicling experiences as Lowell mill girls and documenting movement for labor reform. She understood the power of her story and the stories of countless other women. To inspire and ignite change, Harriet's story reminds us that one voice raised in truth and courage can make a difference. She used platform to amplify the voices of those who have been silenced for too long. Section 8. Equality is promise. The struggle for equality is a long, arduous journey. We still live in a world where women face discrimination and injustice. But the Lowell Mill Girls and the pioneers of the women's rights movement remind that the progress is possible. When women are empowered, when their voices are heard, our families, our communities, and our world become stronger. Equality is not a zero-sum game. It uplifts all of us. Section 9. Carrying the torch. Today, we honor the legacy of the Lowell Mill Girls by continuing their fight for justice. We must speak out against inequality and discrimination in all forms. We must support organizations that empower women and girls. We must never forget the sacrifices that made by those who came before us. The fight for equality is our fight. It is a fight for our daughters, for our mothers, our sisters, and ourselves. Let us carry the torch, justice passed down from generation to generation, until promise equality is a reality for all.